Hi guys, it's Kien and welcome to Fan-Ime. This time we're talking about Super Saiyan, and not just female Super Saiyans. The reason why I brought this up and why I thought it would be super prominent and fun to do is the recent episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 92, gave us a glimpse of how Super Saiyan actually activates after the whole rage thing happens. Now, I want to just talk about the first time I ever saw Super Saiyan. So I was probably like 5 or 6. We had Cartoon Network here in America, and in Cartoon Network they had the block called Toonami, where all of the anime would be. So obviously it was during the Namek saga. Frieza had just obliterated everybody that Goku loved and cared for. And Goku just is angry and his rage just unleashes and he's like, I will never forgive you. And boom, 5-year-old Kien looks and sees Son Goku, gold, tethered gi, just in this rage form. And I'm like, I need more. And that was my first experience with Super Saiyan. Now, let's talk about like the legend of the Super Saiyan. Now, Vegeta states that it could only be obtained during a Great Ape form, which is the Ozaru form. Now, the reason why this legend is so prominent is that Frieza's great ancestor saw Super Saiyan, and Frieza was paranoid about having Saiyans in his army, so he used it as an excuse to the genocide of all Saiyans. Now, how does one obtain a Super Saiyan? Now, transformations come into response to a need and not a desire. In nearly all known cases, the form has been initially triggered by either desperation or anger. Any Saiyan can become a Super Saiyan, however, the requirements are having high power levels, a calm heart, sense of extreme danger, and a feeling of strong anger or sadness are essential keys to transformation. Examples would be future Trunks becoming Super Saiyan after the death of Gohan by the androids, Goku's rage from the death of his allies, Gohan's drive of wanting to protect everyone of Earth from Cell, Vegeta's pride and his failure of not becoming a Super Saiyan, and the most recent one is Cabba's drive to protect his family. As Vegeta taunts him to activate Super Saiyan. And there are some exceptions like Kid Trunks and Goten just being able to go Super Saiyan. And I think it's because everyone else was a Super Saiyan, so there were other exceeded limits to Super Saiyan. Vegeta clearly states that it's a 2-for-1 drive for this sale for Super Saiyans for you boys, huh? And another exception would be Kale. And I'll go into this with this. When it comes to how does one transform into a Super Saiyan after it's activated. Because transforming into a Super Saiyan requires a Saiyan to concentrate their energy in a certain area of their back, which we recently found this out. Nothing was ever canon until now. So how Kale transformed is that Cabba could not induce rage because Cabba is really kind-hearted, kind of like Gohan. So Cabba was like trying to, but Kale's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're dumb. And Kale's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, I guess I entered Super Saiyan and like it focused all my energy in the back. So there's a certain area in the back where you can get your ki, and returning to the base requirements of them to disperse that energy. So due to this, Saiyans who possess enough power and skill to transform into a Super Saiyan without the need of rage trigger, if they know to focus their energy in the specific area, which is Cabba, and presumably is, which is Khalifa, and presumably Kale as well. So let's talk about the different types of Super Saiyans. Now, I'm going to go into some a little bit more in depth than other. So the first one is the first Super Saiyan. It's the standard transformation. It is achieved when it reached varying levels of anger, quote unquote. Like I said, some Saiyans were able to do it easily. But then we go into different types of Super Saiyans. Like there's Super Saiyan Grade 2. It's the advanced version of the Super Saiyan, which is Vegeta state, which gives him more muscle. muscle mass, and power, uh, but cuts down his speed. Which leads us to Super Saiyan Grade 3, which Trunks uses, which diminishes his speed terribly, but increases his muscle mass to extensive levels. And then there's Super Saiyan Full Power, a form identical to first grade Super Saiyan in almost every way. Unlike the first grade, though, it possesses great control of their ki and aura, the restless feeling of the form making it a natural state. So Goku and Gohan were able to do this state when they spent most of their time in the hyperbolic time chamber just training how to control Super Saiyan, and were able to walk around in their normal day as a Super Saiyan. The last one was for the longest time was not considered canon until now. Is the Legendary Super Saiyan. In the Dragon Ball Super series, Legendary Super Saiyan appears to be a berserker state. Now, whether or not that becomes prominent, we'll have to find out. Because in Broly the Legendary Super Saiyan, it was very convoluted of how Legendary Super Saiyan worked. So, I'll probably make a discussion video about that some other time. Now, the last Super Saiyan form I have to talk about is Super Saiyan Enhanced God Enhanced Super Saiyan. It's a powered up version of Super Saiyan from which the after Battle of the Gods, where Goku's Super Saiyan God form runs out, but he's still able to kick into that ki. Beerus is able to push that out. He's like, I'll destroy your family. And Goku's like, no! But instead of going Super Saiyan God, he goes Super Saiyan, which is still able to go toe-to-toe with doing that. Now, they retain the Super Saiyan God strength and whatnot. Now we go into Super Saiyan 2. Now, the second Super transformation is achieved either through intense rage or training. Now, Super Saiyan 2 has a sub-Super Saiyan group, the Super Saiyan 2 strengthened. The Super Saiyan 2 form can be improved in order to allow it to power up of greater levels than normal, with its power being equal to Super Saiyan 3. Now this would be what Majin Vegeta is. Now everyone was really questioning whether or not Majin Vegeta was its own power-up, or was it Super Saiyan 2. It was Super Saiyan 2, but it was the strength of Super Saiyan 2 with an amplification of the Majin power. The third Super Saiyan is Super Saiyan 3. It's the third Super Saiyan transformation achieved through training. Now what it does is Goku and Gotenks are the only ones exhibiting it, and it's more of a waste of power than anything else if you're in the real world. In the other world, because ki control is not as prominent, you can do whatever. But in the real world, it drains so much stamina and so much energy. But what it really does is it lengthens your hair and you lose your eyebrows. So instead of having, like, you know, you still have the golden hair, the spiky golden hair, but now it's like fucking huge. Now, what I want to go through next is Super Saiyan God. Now, it's a Saiyan form that grants the user access to a godly ki, making them more powerful as obtained with the 6 righteous hands of Super Saiyans transferring all their energies. So, Super Saiyan God is awesome to me because, like, you always see Goku when he goes Super Saiyan being fucking bulky and built, like, bah! Just going like, I'm a badass. But what this really shows is that the Super Saiyan God is much leaner instead of bulky, where he slims down a little bit, but he's way more powerful. And instead of having a gold aura, like in his hair and with his around him, it's a red aura, and he keeps it in a normal base form. So it's Super Saiyan if you were in a normal base form. So it's similar to that of Kaioken, if I could relate it to something, but it doesn't destroy your body. Now, with that in mind, we have Super Saiyan Blue, which is the result of any Saiyan mastering the power of a Saiyan God, and then transforming further into a Super Saiyan, resulting in the new form combining these powers. This was introduced in Resurrection F, and in the manga, full Super Saiyan Blue is accessed through through the state known as complete Super Saiyan Blue, where the user has enough focus, seals the overflowing power of the Super Saiyan Blue form inside themselves in a massive power up. So Super Saiyan Blue, their hair is now blue, obviously, as it's explained, and it's basically the Super Saiyan form, but with God Ki. Now, another thing I want to bring up is that this form is only for mortals Super Saiyans, because then you have Super Saiyan Rose, which is a pink-haired Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan form. Its alternate coloration is due to its user already being God when they obtain the form. So what that means is that Zamasu has Rose form because he was already a God before all of this happened. So that's why there's a difference between Rose and Blue. But the last Super Saiyan form I want to bring up is Super Saiyan Rage. It's a type of Super Saiyan form displayed in Dragon Ball Super. The transformation is gained when the user already possesses Super Saiyan 2 form and then undergoes an extreme burst of rage. Now, and this is the only one that we know that is able to hold this is Future Trunks. Now, Super Saiyan Rage is really weird because it feels like it has a godlike aura, and it feels like the legendary Super Saiyan at the same time. Because in a sense, it seems more like not a full berserker state, but your anger really triggers that. It makes your pupils disappear, and you have the semi-blue godlike aura that comes with you. I guess I have to bring up, though I don't consider them canon now, Super Saiyan 4, which is the Red Ape form. There's that. But I'm sorry, I don't really like Dragon Ball GT. But those are all the Super Saiyan forms and how they're obtained. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share. This has been Fan-Ime. I'm Kien. Have a good day.